What's going on, everyone? How you doing? Happy Friday, Junior! Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's being successful in their trades, learning something new and learning everything every single day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful night, and I hope you're ready for, or getting ready for Lotto Friday tomorrow, baby. All right, so let's get into it. So, a couple things to recap. I just want to say, hope everyone's doing well, hope everyone's blessed, and hopefully everyone's keeping themselves mentally sane in these crazy markets. We are getting through Choptober, got about a couple days left, and actually, I think tomorrow's the last day of the trading month, or trading day, I should say, for October. So, yeah, so pretty much through Choptober, not too bad, not too shabby. In the last 2 weeks, we did start the small account. Let's just blow that up real quick and see where we're at. So, like we said, we started this account around $500 around October 11th, October 12th. Ran it up to about we ran it up to about $1,800 October 25th, so about, I guess, like a week or two after that. Currently down on the account, but overall still up, meaning that we are down from our highs of $1,800, sitting around $1,000. So we're still net positive, about 100% double the account. So not too bad. Slow, small, good decisions, what we're aiming for. We did get a little bit greedy today with some of the earnings, but let's hop into it and we'll get into it right now. So, as you can see here, let's just go over a couple quick things for the earnings recap. We did have some two big names reporting today, Apple and Amazon. As you can see by the chart here, both had some very interesting earnings. And as you can see, the reaction was actually not that well. So let's just talk about Amazon, because that's the one that we got into today. So we actually got out of the Roku, we cut some of the Roku to get into these Amazon calls. We only decided to go with one, and then later in the day we said, well, there could be a possibility due to the risk to reward model that we saw here, and we ended up upping it by 5 more contracts. So we all in went with about 6 contracts, $612 totally invested into the Amazon 5,000 calls for the November 19th expiration date. So the anticipation of this was we were getting out of the money contracts, out of the money calls with about a month, a little under a month of time here in case we did get a crazy earnings pop. If we blow up the chart real quick so we could just look at Amazon. Amazon was trading roughly around $34.50 by the close, and before we saw that, we were actually up on the day probably around almost 34.70s. And so we said, okay, cool, Amazon could have a potential pop. Some of the technical indicators are looking good for it. And if it does pop like any of the other FANG tickers, we could see possibly all-time highs. After the price action of hitting all-time highs, we could then see maybe, what can happen from there. But we did see Tesla kind of have that pop, really good earnings, and then a continuation. And that's kind of what we were expecting for Amazon, but we did not get. Why? Well, Amazon actually did pretty well in revenue, not too shabby, but they missed their earnings per share by a pretty decent amount, about $3. And so part of this actually continues with Apple's story too, is Apple, I believe, so they met on the earnings, and I think the biggest issue here was actually what is to come for the holiday season, right? And so in the next quarter, we could expect that these companies pretty much were saying that, hey, we're facing some labor cost issues, and moving forward, it could be a difficult holiday season for us, right? Right now, it's a tough time. There's not a lot of employees here working, and it's hard to get more people with the cost of labor. So what are they pretty much saying is that, hey, just keep in mind that in these upcoming months, you may see us kind of stagnate or slow our growth. And that's kind of what they were preparing, right? So obviously the numbers are one thing, but the guidance on these earnings is what really matters. And what you could see is that the guidance was not so great, or not so great for, long-term investors, etc. And so that's why you see that reaction. Now, one of the cool things to think about is that the market is technically still all-time highs. We're looking at Qs making all-time highs into after hours and then retracing a little bit, but still floating pretty high. SPY, same kind of thing, hitting all-time highs on the initial pop at the end of the day, and then selling off, but kind of recoiling again. So we'll have to see how this reacts tomorrow. Obviously, there's got to see how the futures turn out overnight. But we're kind of remaining, or I guess market sentiment is slightly still bullish as we wrap up the big name earnings. Keep in mind, we still have other notable names to report for the earnings season. So earnings season is not done. It's just that the FANG has fully reported now, right? So now we have the 5 top biggest companies, biggest reporting companies have all gave their report and their guidance. And now we can kind of, see how the market's going to play out from here, right? So with that being said, we do have Lotto Friday here. I kind of want to give you guys a quick watch list to see what is on for tomorrow. So let's get into it, right? So looking at the account, we did take Tesla 1200 calls here. Technically, we got in early. They kind of ran up a little bit. We got them 99 cents a contract. We got one of them, right? And we kind of saw, I think we got it around here. Around 1035. So we kind of did get that pop initially. I think we were up like 10, 15, maybe 20%. But then we actually ended up deciding to hold it a little bit longer and see if we can kind of make a play. Tesla did kind of drag in the momentum of the stock. So you can kind of see that here. The premium was just kind of choppy here, or the price action was kind of choppy here, and that kind of dragged the premium down. You can see though, Tesla after hours did pop $10 or $10 to $11 above the close. Now sitting around 1080. So I did mention earlier today that if we saw 1077 hold on Tesla, we could see a potential new high. Now, you're probably saying, well, how are we going to see that? Well, when you come to the 1 year, 1 day chart, you could see that this candle, these two candles are actually trading within this one. It could be considered a double inside bar, and this one would be up, right? It opened here, it's green, and it's pushing higher. So one of the cool things here is if we just edit this level, let's just make it 1094.94 because that's the all-time high. Right, and then what you can see is that if you kind of push above that, Tesla will still be in that discovery phase because there's no restriction above it, right? So then you can see that Tesla can push to the next Fibonacci level around 1153. I'm not saying Tesla will get to 1153. I'm just saying that there is a potential that Tesla could push on a very bullish momentum day to 1153 as a top. I personally think Tesla might push to 1125, so I did take these calls in anticipation of flipping the premiums, getting them in low before the run-up happens a day before, so if I'm in there, I can make a quick move out without feeling any type of stress. So this is something definitely to look for. Obviously, based off the Robinhood account of what you're seeing, these are down 45%, so this could be a cheap play to get back into. One of the cool things too is if we get out of these Amazons, or if we sell half of these at a minus 50% loss, we might look to rotate these back into the Rokus, the Roku longs that we still have. Those are currently down a little bit, but hey, not too bad. 20% for still a lot of time. These expire in January 21 or January 21st of 2022, so we still have about like a month, 2 to 3 months on those. And then we're looking, hey, these Amazons could rotate those losses back into here, or maybe even, double down on these Teslas and see if we can make something happen with momentum. So that's definitely one thing I'm looking for tomorrow. Obviously, you can also look at the Amazon Apple continuations of the earnings. So as you could see here, they both dropped very dramatically. You can see the continuation of a potential bear flag here. If these continue dropping, you could probably expect a move down into the 142.5s for Apple. If it breaks below the 144.42, I would say wait for the break below 144.42 because if you do it before, you could get faked out, and it is a pretty decent range here. It's about $3 of a fake out, right? Same thing with Amazon. Look for 32.55 break, and then maybe you could try to play those into the 3200s and below. However, if momentum tends to flip and we actually see a momentum rebound and bounce, just need to watch the market sentiment first, see how the overall markets are holding up if they're bullish overall, and see how the market sentiment for those tickers are. If you see a lot of buying, see a lot of volume, you can get in this for a quick Lotto or day trade and maybe come out with a couple $100. Another interesting ticker to look at real quick for tomorrow, we got 2 more on the watch list. We were looking at Nvidia. Nvidia is actually sitting at all-time highs as well. On the day, here's the 1 year, 1 day chart. You can see here And we're kind of a little bit hot on the RSI, but nothing too crazy. We're looking at the same kind of thing as Tesla here, right? So these two candles technically trading within this big body candle on the day here. Let's zoom out just so you can see that there. There you go. And so what we're kind of looking for on a smaller scale here is we're kind of looking for Nvidia to break this 250, 259 as a trigger and have discovery phase once again, pushing possibly into the 260s. Now, Nvidia is a strong ticker. I've seen this before. When Nvidia breaks all-time highs, it does retrace, but it rips again. So definitely keep that in mind on a bullish case scenario. If not, we're looking for support back around 250s. Either way, you could do calls or puts here, just watching those key levels, right? Same thing with Boeing. I love this stock just because the premiums are so cheap, and you can actually get really big move or momentum plays out of this. So Boeing on the day is actually kind of flatlining, slowly creeping down. Looks like it found support today. It was up like 0.6%, so not too bad. And we'll just have to see how that kind of plays out. But overall, Boeing looks like it kind of found a base here at 204.6, had a strong push up from the bulls with a flat bottom of around 206.4. So I would say watch Boeing for a break of maybe like 208. Yeah, let's say 209 to be safe. And then a potential bounce with strong momentum into 213s. First take profit would be 210, maybe take some off at 212.50, and then potentially 215 if we get a strong push like that for a Lotto Friday. With that being said, I hope everyone's doing well. Hope the accounts are going all right. Hopefully you're learning something. Take it from me. We're here Monday 9 to 4. And just be careful. It's earning seasons. Earnings seasons can go crazy. Lotto earnings can go nuts. But like I said, they can make or break you, right? So just got to play them cautiously. Use the strategy we're using where you're getting a lot of time so that if anything goes against you, you can still get out of it versus doing something short term, right? And just to really quickly go over that, this is what I mean. If we took those same trades for the weekly expiration at the $5,000 call, we would be paying pretty much nothing compared to what we did before. Those are, 3 to 4 cents, and obviously I wouldn't go this far out for the weekly because that's probably unrealistic. But even if you did get like something crazy like a 4,000 call or something like that, let's look at something same premium here. Let's just say, let's say you got the $3,900 call or something like that, or the $3,800. I think I alerted that one. This one actually ended up going 100% before the earnings, but same thing, right? If you paid $3 for this and, you see Amazon dumping to 3,300 or dumping 100 points, well, this is going to get crushed significantly. Like a lot of these premiums are going to go down probably minus 70% plus. So keep in mind, right? If you get something with time, yes, it could still go down if it goes against you, but it gives you the opportunity to get out of it and or see if there's a possible rebound and then make something out of it, right? So just be careful out there. Hope you guys are doing well. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, peace.